It's all over but the grind. And nobody's crying but me.
Hello everyone, it's Ron from Fists of Rage Gaming. We're going to actually take a look at a new game today called Settlement Survival. It is a city colony building game by Gleamer Studio, and its 1.0 version was just released a couple days ago, so I thought we'd take a look. It looks interesting. I played with it a little bit. It's got a lot of really nice features, and I think you'll enjoy it. It gives like a little tutorial that you can take if you want on the 3 different aspects, like trading, technology, just building in general, but it also gives you tasks to do along the way, so you don't necessarily need to go through the tutorials. Kind of wanted you to be able to take a look at this pretty quickly, so I haven't gone too deep into the game, but I kind of understand the mechanics, so I think it'll be good to. This will be a good way to take a look at it for you in case you decide you want to purchase the game. If you find this video helpful, if you find it entertaining, we'd very much like you to like the video, become a subscriber, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified of our future videos. This will be installment 1 of our Settlement Survival series, and with that, let's get going. We'll make a new game. You'll see it actually gives you a lot of different options you can choose from. You can name the town whatever you want. Let's call it RageTown. Preset difficulty. If you do normal, it'll actually make adjustments all the way down. You'll see it raise the difficulty to 1355 from where we had it. Disasters are default, initial materials default, add-on structures, I think before it said plenty, so we'll put it to plenty. Initial population 28. I think the game I played earlier was 14, but you know, we'll go with 28. Why not? Give us a few extra people. Temperature is standard. I think when I started the original game without changing anything, it said warm. So we'll leave it standard. Why not? Starting seeds 2. Can't remember what it was set for by default when I first started it, but you know, we'll just leave it where it's at. Random events are default. Resource output default. Initial gathering bonus is enabled. And you'll see there's lots of different things you can do. And it's nice because you do have random maps, so you do have a different game every time. I think I will change this to large. I don't know what it was the first time. Default, we'll leave it. Lakes, 1. Why not do 2? Why not? What the heck? Rivers, we'll do 2. Lake size, medium, default river width. Excuse me. This is important because you could build bridges in this game, so it's pretty cool to be able to span bridges across rivers. You also see there is an overall mode, and we're going to leave it on standard mode, and with that we will get started. So some of the nice things I like about this game is the interface. The interface is really informational. You kind of pick a starting spot. You'll see, for instance, what looks like, I thought it was coal at first, it's actually stones. So you can pick up stones, but you see you have different types. Like you do have different minerals over here. You'll see you have a fishing bonus. Some of these bonuses you won't see until later. And you'll see there's multiple places. You got gems over here, jade point. You know, you have jade. So it does give you, if you look up in the upper left, it gives you a little preview of what those icons mean. So you can see gold point down here, and up here there's seeds. So you know, you can see that as you move around, you know, they'll light up. Okay, so it does tell you what's within range. You'll see up here we have a hunting point. So, you know, this one's a larger map than I was dealing with earlier. You see the map does have its limitations, so that shows the boundary of the map. You will probably want to be near a lake though, because you want to be able to fish. You'll see there are fish in the river also, so that's good to know. You'll see down here we have fertile soil. So you'll see that little brown area there is obviously better for planting and agriculture. Again, we have another hunting point down there. So you'll see the map isn't particularly huge, but it's kind of important to try and get a mix of everything. So it seems like if we're in this area, quite possibly we have, we have fish, we have seed area, we have fertile soil, we have jade, another fish up there. It's kind of missing out on the gold, but I think we could work in that direction. But you'll see the boundaries are kind of limiting, even though we have a large map. So you do want to take care and kind of grabbing a good spot. I guess these are the two medium-sized lakes. Yeah, if we build way over here, we're gonna miss out on both of those two lakes. But yet we do have the fishing bonuses in the rivers as opposed to the lakes. So I say we plop it right. I don't know if we want to be restricted by that mountain right there though. I don't think we look down south very much. So we do have quite a bit of area down to the south. You'll see there's the border. Man, who knew that picking the initial spot would be so tricky on this one? Maybe we'll go to the left over here. Maybe we'll go over the left because we've got a couple gold. We've got a hunting spot right there. We got gems right there. Plus we've got grassland over here. So we actually have a lot of options right here. So let's do that. We'll miss out on the fishing a little bit. But we could probably build out to that. So let's try this area. Let's drop it right there. So what's nice is you'll see horses are without a house. So we want to build houses right away. And up here you can pause it. This is play and pause. So what's interesting right away is it tells you, it has icons, for instance, that tell you these two people are unhappy because they don't have a house. So one thing that's nice about this game that I notice is when people have needs, they'll start popping up right away. So that's really good to know. You'll see it does have in the upper right a season scroller. So as that moves across, obviously you're moving from season to season. It's got the date up there. It does show the health tier to show you what will improve health. So you'll see tool quality, logistic equipment, drinks, Medicare, sanitation, waste disposal. So, the only thing we have right now is just our health conditions at 15% because we haven't really been able to build anything yet. So we'll work in that direction, obviously. You also see over here the happiness tier. So it's the same thing as the health tier. Certain things are going to make the citizens happy. So you'll see like the proper burial is 10%, workload is 15%, because that's all we have at the moment. As we start building more roads, the percentage for the roads will go up. So all these things can contribute to happiness. Now you look at it and you'll say, well, wait a second, those add up to almost 300%. The reason for that is because they're counteracting unhappiness. So if we look over here, for instance, you'll see this kind of gives us a breakdown at a very high level. So population minus 39%. But the happiness is at 23, health is at 23. So that's where these two come into play. They say 25 up there, and that one says 15. But, it's showing that an overall net, because the housing is plus 10%, you have a net of 16. That's why this is green. Because you do have a net positive. And as we build more houses, we'll make those few more people more happy. The one thing that seems a little odd, though, is it does show us that we have 14 laborers. So out of the 21 adults, 7 of them must already be assigned. So we'll check that out in a little bit. You'll see how you can assign them to buildings and tasks. Over here, you have a pretty comprehensive list of resources. What I like about this is, you can see pretty much everything in one small window. A lot of other games, you'll see 2 or 3 up top, and you'll see a couple things down the side, what have you. But this actually gives you quite a list of your different resources and different things in general. For this is resources, and you can switch to see how much water they have, the different types of timber and wood. You see the different types of stone. Do we have jade? We're going to get some of that. Glass, steel. Once you start producing things out of your raw materials, it's pretty good. One of the things that you get at the very beginning is you have to collect dung, for lack of a better term. That's what they use in the game, and you make that into fuel. So you need fuel in order to heat the homes, things like that. You also see clothing with the different types of clothing. You have a pumpkin head, of course, because it's the Halloween season. But you also have bunny ears. You have a gown. The typical shoes. Things like that. You'll see textiles. So you have all the different types of textiles and boots. So you are going to have quite a few things to choose from. So we want to keep in mind, and we keep an eye on all these things. It can be a little bit intimidating at the beginning, but it'll be all right. We'll be able to work our way through it all. See, listen to me. I say it's all right, like I'm a counselor or something. It'll be okay. Don't worry about it. You can turn it on and off by clicking the resource monitor button in the upper left. You can turn off the trees if you want, so you can just see everything around, so you can see where you want to build. So I think it's a pretty cool interface myself. You will see there's silver coins up here. We get those for completing a lot of these quests if you look in the upper right. So and it'll explain things to you. Citizens without a house will recover stamina slower and work with low efficiency. Obviously down here you'll see they also get unhappy. So in a combination of this prompt, you also have a quest up here to do. You've got build 7 houses in total. You've got 6 of 7. Okay, each house will hold 4 people, so we'll make those 4 people not homeless, and by doing that we'll also get 900 silver pieces. So that'll be a combo there. You'll also see you have a grid button up here. Personally, I like the grid, especially when placing items, so we can see where things go and how they line up, because I think in here it's going to be kind of important to keep your roads between the cities, or excuse me, the roads between the buildings. So you'll want to maintain paths and easy places for people to get from point A to point B. That being said, we'll let it start running. We'll leave it at 1 speed for the moment. Anytime there's like a question mark, it tells you that something needs to be done in there. So in this case, it's a latrine. Usually when there's a question mark, it's asking about production. So this person, Callie, is a dung collector. And what we want to do is we want it to produce something. And this question mark is basically telling us it's not producing anything. So we tell it we want it to do dried animal dung. So we'll click on that and you'll see that question mark go away. So that's a done deal. In the meantime, we're going to go down here and click on houses. We're going to build a house, and we are going to want to build a house. So we have our 7th house, because we want to be able to get in this. We want to be able to get this bonus up here. So we see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 houses all together. And what you'll see is, let's speed this up a little bit, is people eventually start coming down here and they'll build this house. And we will build a dirt road, and all we have to do that is just click and drag it and let it go. You'll see it kind of looks a little bit shadowed, but that's about as good as it gets until you get into paved roads. Until you get into these stone roads, you don't really get to see a whole lot as far as a road being there. It's just kind of a blob. It'll fill in a little bit, but this is actually a paved road or stone road here, so it'll get looking a little bit nicer. You'll see it also shows us little icons that say, like for instance, this one is showing that we need 20 more logs. We've got 388 logs, so we've got plenty. Now we got 382 because somebody just snatched them out of our storage yard. And what we need to do is have them produce more though. So we've got gold over here too. So what we can do is we can go to the basically gather. You know, this is like your commands. Do you want to prioritize something that's being done? Remove roads, gather plants, gather rocks, fell some trees, or gather all. We're going to do gather all and tell them to just gather everything in this area. So it's close by. You'll see it shows these icons showing they're going to chop down all these trees. They're also going to mine all this stone. So, and you'll see there's also a little bit of mineral deposits over here. They'll grab those. Once it's got all the wood here, the prerequisites, you'll see that it turns into a hammer. That hammer is basically saying how much labor is still needed to get that done. So it'll take a little bit of time. Another thing that's nice about this game is you have this speed up. You can actually get this up to 5 speed, 10 speed, so you can really get things flying. And you'll see how everything just disappeared very quickly. You know, they weren't messing around. So, let's see, we've got a little snow lake on there. I believe that means it doesn't have any fuel. But you'll see up here now we've got a get button. So we can click on get, we get our 900. You'll see our 900 silver coins up there. So we're moving in the right direction. You'll see here, please click on the food button. Also, hotkeys can be used to open the food toolbar. Please select standard field and build 2 in the right place. So I think, we don't want to close that because that'll stop our little hints from popping up. Because you can turn those off by just clicking on that X and choosing basically okay and saying, fine, we'll shut it off. I thought we had some fertile land, but I think maybe that was way over to the east. You know, we've got this down here, but that's different. So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of keep it close by. We cleared out an area, so we can build a dirt road. Let's build a dirt road going out this direction. Right click to deselect it, and then we'll go down here like it says, and we'll choose standard field. And we will, let's drop one there, and what the heck, drop one there, and then right click to deselect it. One thing that I did notice is that I was mistaken. Those are dirt roads. Earlier in my game that I played yesterday, to just preview it a little bit, I guess my workers just never got around to filling in my roads because I had them so busy doing other things. I was just building everything there was to build. So I guess I got a little bit carried away. I had to slow down a little bit. So we did build our 2 standard fields. We get our 700 coins. Our silver coins are added. And now we've got question marks here. So let's pause this. And I believe we have to choose a crop. So you'll see that the field, it's telling us, please click the field to enter the info of the standard field. Click close one standard field. So it wants us to close one. Okay, but we really don't want it closed. We want it producing things. So we're going to turn it back on. And then we're going to choose, because it's got a question mark, it says not producing something. So we're going to go ahead and click on production and decide what we want to plant. So we can plant squash, broccolis, or pumpkins. We will do, let's say, broccoli in that field. So who doesn't love broccoli? Okay, not everybody loves broccoli, but you know what I'm saying. And then over here, we will choose, let's say, squash. We've got squash in one field. You also notice the 2 out of 2, so it shows that there are 2 out of 2 farmers working there. Okay, so that does let us know how many people are working in each location. Okay, so if you click on them, you'll see it'll pop up other places. You got one person working at the clinic. You've got one person working at the chapel. You got 3 people working in the builder's cabin doing the building. You've got one person working in the market. So you do have the ability to move them up if you want and add another person. So you want to keep that in mind. So if you need more of something, you can increase the amount of labor by adding more people. You'll see we closed the one standard field. We'll do 400. We'll get our 400 coins. So now we're up to 2,000. Then let me see. It says while crops are growing, we build more, providing buildings of food and water as the source of life. Please build a big well for the citizens. So we will build a big well. Now, as we go around, you'll see it glow a little bit. I think it gives kind of a range of the area that'll encapsulate. What I'm going to do is, let's just drop it. Well, if I go over here, it's kind of more in the middle of the houses, but I think we're going to be building houses down this direction. So we will put it right there. They'll clear out that tree so they can build it. We'll speed this up again to 5 because we're just kind of cruising through this. So that marker's still there. I see they grabbed the gold, I believe. So let's see. It's probably under here, maybe? Doesn't look like they grabbed gold. Oh, gold sand. Got 6. So hopefully they'll be able to find more. Hopefully they didn't just, you know, grab it all and now that resource is just gone. Maybe I have to build a coal mine there. Or a gold mine, excuse me. So they're building it. They need a little more dung there. Once they get a little more dung. What is that symbol? I'm not sure what that symbol is. It says inventory limit has been reached. Oh yeah, 112%. So I have a feeling that's saying, hey, you got to get some of this stuff out of here. So what we can do is we can let's build our dirt road all the way down here. Let's just go there. And then I think in a little bit it's going to tell us to build another storage area. So we'll do that in just a minute. We want to kind of follow this along. So you'll see that it says the well is built. Now we have to choose its production. So obviously we want it to produce water. So once we pop that in there, then the Marsh, I think is his name, his name, will be collecting the water. And we've got one big well. So we got 578 water so far. Excellent. We get our 400 silver coins and on to our next project. It says, with the development of citizens and cities, the demand for timber will increase. So we need to build a forester's hut. So we will go down here, we'll grab a forester's hut, and let's see. We will get a nice foresty area out here. That looks good, and we will drop it. Here's our forester's hut. Excellent. Don't think I'll run a road out there yet. I think I want to build some more interim things in between. New tech acquired. So let's see. We'll pause this for a moment. Let me check. So we have our technology level is 2. We have 4 technology points. So, and you'll look at some of the cool stuff in here. So livability. You have herbalist huts, bathhouses, hospitals. You'll see police stations, theaters, cathedrals. So there's actually, you know, a lot of different choices just in this one window. You know, then you move down to science. You have more science choices. You have trade. So this allows you to really customize your settlement the way you want it to be. So it really looks interesting to me as far as being able to aim everything in one direction. Do you want to be a trading village? You know, do you want to be a mining center? You know, do you want to be an agricultural hub? It'll be interesting to see how far you can go, and maybe you can do all these things. You know, maybe instead of being a jack of all trades. Maybe you can actually master them all. We'll have to see how far these technology points go. See processing, so you want to be able to make salt, food processing, mills, knitting. So you can also customize it, I'm sure, to whatever resources you have that are around you that are more plentiful than others. You know, you'll want to maybe aim in that direction. And logistics. One thing I did notice about this game is it doesn't have anything about defense or military. So the initial impression I get is that there's no kind of raiders, there's no kind of attacks. It just seems like it's dealing with natural disasters, dealing with events, and basically just growing and deciding, you know, what type of village you want to be, what type of settlement, and if you can survive. So let's see. So we have 4 points to spend. This herbalist hut is unactivated. It says you have to. I think this is the prerequisite. Yeah, you have to have a prerequisite. Well, no, it says this is what it does. So unlock latrine. If I had to guess, I'd say that's probably a mistake. I would think. That's just me. That's just my personal opinion. This is still an early game because you'll see this says I'm unlocking the building police station. Here I'm unlocking the structure marquee. And the herbalist hut, it says I'm unlocking the latrine. I'm not sure about that. You'll see it produces medicinal powder with herbs, bandages with cotton or linen. So, you know, disease, it's quite devastating in these types of games. Since we don't really seem to have a military to worry about, I'm going to activate that. And you'll see it take 1 point away from our technology points. Now it does say we can go up to 620, so you know the cost of these probably go higher. It's not really telling me a cost. We don't have all these materials yet, so we might be, especially, you know, we don't have like blubber. So we should probably stick with the upper level ones for now. So I like that herbalist hut because, again, it'll help with, you know, making medicinal powders. So that's a good idea. I think science, maybe a research institute, we would be able to build that. I mean, we can get those things right at the very beginning. Unlike the research institute, which rapidly generates tech experience. You know, I have a feeling that technology can't hurt. I think that would be a good idea. Reservoir. We can get sand. I haven't seen clay yet, so I think with the research institute, we'll stick with that because we can build it. You know, we can gather the things it takes to build it. So we did that, and you'll see that we activated it. So now we should be able to build it. What's interesting though is you didn't see this number go up from, you know, 20 out of 620. It's still there. So that's kind of interesting. So this doesn't mean we necessarily have 620 points to spend. Let's take a look at construction. I'm not too worried about recycling right now. I didn't have to demolish any structures earlier, so I think we'll probably wait on that one. A sawmill. The chopping house was kind of rough that I built yesterday. We are kind of near a river, so maybe we can, you know, this unlocks 2 of them. So let's activate that because we like to be able to produce things. Also cutting stone. Roads constructed with cut stone greatly increase citizen movement speed when on a road by 75%. That's really good. I mean, not only does that help us, you know, it helps us gather more materials more quickly. Food is always a problem. Processing. You know, I almost want to be able to build this food processing, because food will last longer. But I haven't seen spoilage referenced in this game yet, which is usually kind of a big deal. So at the moment, let's got one more point. Yeah, so we need clay for that. I want to stick with simple things at the beginning that we know we can build. Maybe we should do a stone cutter, maybe back to science. What's the school expansion? School capacity +5. School technology out. Technology point output 100%. So maybe we'll go with that, because that'll go with our research institute. So I'm going to go a little science heavy at the beginning, and we'll see what happens. You know, to get there, all you gotta do is click on your little sun up here in the middle, and it'll pop up to here. You can start spending your technology points. So we'll do that. We will unpause the game, let it roll a little bit. Last time I got a little ahead of myself. I started building a town hall, and I just started building all these things. I think I'm going to stick a little bit more along with their plan. You know, kind of let me know what I need step by step, and you know, we'll see how it goes. It does have a factions window up here, though. I don't know what this involves yet. I'm sure it'll tell us as we're going along. But I think this is like a governor that you can put in charge. You know, that they'll get different reputations, you know, and they have different bonuses based on what their expertise is. So we'll have to see. Antonio. So yeah, we'll have to see how that works out. I like the graphics of the game. You know, they're a little cartoony, but they're not so cartoony that they put you off. You know, it's actually pretty cool, I think. You'll see this little orange dot down here. I'm assuming that that's telling us we got something new. In this case, it's the research institute, but we still have all these other things to build, so we're not going to get too carried away right away. You'll see we got the sawmill, the water sawmill, and the herbalist hut. So pretty cool. We got a lot of things we can build. Just waiting for them to get done with this forester's hut. They got to bring some more stone over there. We should probably have people pick up more stone, because I found myself running a little short of it last time. We'll have them gather rocks from over here. We'll get all those. See, there's like deer over here. There's little critters. We'll have to get those guys too. For now, we'll get those stones. See, we've still got 9 laborers. They're running out there, taking care of those. Come on, Forester Hut. Now they have to bring. What does that look like? It looks like ore over there. So we'll see that now it went up to 104. It was low there for a second. I think that's what we're picking up down here. So I think that the rocks that look black, dark in color, these, I think they're just ore. So they're just like generic ore, which makes life a lot easier when you look at that. You know, and you don't have to worry about it's this ore or that ore. So, you know, it keeps it a little bit simple, but not so simple that it's boring, you know, at least in my opinion. So we got all the prerequisite resources out here. So now all you have is the labor. Keep in mind we have this at 5 times speed, so if you're playing this at regular speed, it'd be pretty rough. find interesting up here, it looks as if you have this marker right here, and a lot of times what happens is the little marker will move along the seasons, but here it's actually this whole bar scrolls. So that's kind of unique. I find that interesting. This is showing us that a merchant ship is going to show up, but we don't have a dock yet, so that's going to be coming up a little bit later down the line. You'll see now that you heard a little blink in the background, and our forester's hut is built. You'll see there's 3 people working. They're all planting at the moment, so that's good. You'll also see the little yellow lines on the screen showing where those individuals are coming from that are working out there. So you'll see the 3 chopping away and they're moving around. You'll see their little lines moving, so it does show where they're going. So that's pretty interesting. It's good that they're planting. We told them to fell trees and to plant trees, so they're doing both. And we've got a good supply up here. We've got 439 wood, so I guess they don't really have to be chopping at the moment, so that's why they're planting. You'll see we also accomplished our tasks, so we've got 2,400 silver. We're about to get 400 more. It says they want clean and hygienic water. There are other edible food or seeds around the town. Build a gathering hut. So let's do that. And you'll see up on the right side, it says selected the resource, right? We know that. More harvestable plants will grow around mature trees. I believe we have our little symbol down here, so we want to be in that area. So we'll go out here, like I said, and we will, let's see, let's drop it right, or do we want to put it right on top of that? Right on top of that marker. Guess we'll find out how. So we'll drop that right there. Before I was making a priority. I mean, I can hit prioritize, but it's not really necessary because I'm not building other things right now. But, I wonder, I should stop that. Hold on, because I don't think I was really on top of that spot. I think I want to build it right on top of that spot. Maybe. We'll see. So there. That is definitely right on top of that spot. And they're whacking down them trees quick. They're not messing around. So you'll see up here our fields are growing. We're not having to micromanage them, so that's pretty nice. And you'll see there's quite a bit of food. I mean, a lot of potatoes. That was kind of what we started with. It was a pretty big staple. New seed required. That's excellent. Which one? Pea pods. So before we only had broccoli, we had squash seeds, and we had pumpkins. But now we also have pea pods. So that's cool. It's got the little marker in the upper right telling us that we got. So new tech acquired. Excellent. So we've got another point up here. And now it's interesting because it says technology level 3, 20 of 800, or 30 of 800. Excuse me. Before it said 20 of 600, I believe. Maybe that's the total in each category. But it kind of keeps going up, so it's interesting. Oh, this might be how many points it takes. This might tell you how far it has to fill up to give you another technology point. I bet you that's what that is. So it's not your level of technology necessarily. I mean, 3 is, but to get to level 4, it's probably going to fill all the way up to the end, and then it gives you another technology point. In the meantime, we have a pop-up popped up. For several months in a row, when the market vendors are taking stock, they have found that certain small items constantly go missing and their records just couldn't match up. They finally decided to investigate the entire market, but where should they start their investigation? Events unable to handle for a long time will be closed. Well, that stinks. I guess too much talking, not enough clicking. So it looked like we just had to make a general decision on how we wanted them to investigate the issues. So we'll have to look at that more closely next time. Let's see, mining. Can now create a mine pit. Can produce iron and coal with limited total output. Unremovable after built. Eesh, that doesn't sound fun. Sand mining. Dredgers harvest sand or clay from waterfront areas, which is the raw material of bricks and clay. I think that is very important because we saw that clay pop up quite a few times. So we'll activate that one. So we'll do that. What do we get? Do we get that gatherer's hut up yet? Nope. They're doing the labor on it. Keep in mind it's kind of interesting because I mean this is 5 times speed, and actually to tell you the truth, it doesn't seem that fast when we're watching it, but I mean if we were only at 2 times speed, he'd probably be going nuts waiting. I mean, I like the graphics. I mean, it's fairly detailed without, you know, without being overly crazy. That's why the recommended computer for this is only a Windows 7. So you don't necessarily need a lot of power to run it, which is nice, you know, because it opens it up to a bigger audience. If these were all super detailed and the graphics had to be super powerful, it you know, it'd limit the number of people that could play it a little bit. So it's, I think it's very thoughtful what they did. So you'll see our gatherer's hut. Got that done. We got our 400 silver coins, and now let's say we need a hunter's hut. So let's go hunting for animals. We had the animals up here, so we will get our hunter's hut. There it is. Now I don't know that we want to put them right on top of it. Oh, because we got some more animals over there. Maybe we'll drop it right in the middle of all those. Let's just drop it there. Let's see what happens. We will prioritize that. So hopefully we'll get people up there working pretty quick. See, because right away now I want to build a sand pit. Uh-oh, citizens are freezing. That's not good. So right, so that's telling me people are freezing, and we've run out of room, I believe, in our storage. So let's pause it. Somewhere here we've got the new sand pit, we know about that. Somewhere in here we had storage that I built. Here, storage yard. We can actually build this any size we want, which is pretty cool. I don't know that we want to build it too large. We definitely need more room. So we'll just make it, let's say, yeah, that's pretty big. Let's make it that big. So we'll put that there. We will drop these roads on the side again. Little dirt paths. And we'll let her rip because we definitely need more room to put things. So let's do that. Let's unpause it. We also have processing. We do have a chopping house, so they're making the domestic fuel. So we kind of need a chopping house or a sawmill. The sawmill makes planks, but it is more efficient at making domestic fuel. So I think we do want to make that. Last time when I played yesterday, I did make a few things ahead of time, and you know, to be honest, it didn't seem to be an issue. Once the task goal came up, it just paid me right away. So the thing I did run into though is that a lot of things weren't getting done, like my roads, so I have to be aware of that. But we better build a sawmill. Let's see, how do I want to face this? Maybe, oh, the sawmill has to be in the water. What am I doing? So you'll see I need to eliminate all the red. So basically it has to be parallel with the water like that. So we will do that. We'll put it there. This one I think we will run a road out to. So we need to run a road out to there, and from there down to here. No candies, boohoo. Now there's a lot of people. There's 4 people freezing now. Not a big fan of that. Don't like my people freezing. They do the hunter's hut yet. We do want the hunter's hut to be a priority. So, oops, I think I already did prioritize it. I did. So they'll do that one first. So now it just needs labor. Good. Excellent. So we're making a little bit of progress. I know I said that I'd follow their scenario, but I really want to get this sawmill going because we don't want our people freezing. Of course, there's only one person freezing now. I don't know how the other 3 got warm, but however they got warm, I'm very happy about it. Oh, now we're back to having 4 freezing again. So yeah, we need to get that sawmill going. Only need 20 more wood. We still have a decent amount of wood there. Little gatherers out there are doing good. We still got a lot more labor to do on that building, though. I think people might be going inside for the winter. No candies. You can't have any candies. I have no candy maker. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. Okay, why do I find that snow so exciting? It's very cool. I don't like freezing people, but look, there's no more freezing people. That is good. You like that? I like the snow. It's pretty cool. Very cool effect. We're still carrying things out to the sawmill. Not a lot of labor going on with the building on here, but then again, we only have 5 laborers. See, we're starting to get too many people assigned, so hopefully our little village will start to grow a little bit. Because we don't have enough workers yet. So if we want to get through the winter quickly, we could probably just move this up to 10. We can keep an eye on those. What's nice is even if you zoom all the way out, you can see all your icons. So that's a very good feature. Well, you really can't tell that your little forester's hut is right there, but they're still out there planting. They're doing a pretty good pretty good little amount of business out there, keeping our storage good. So you'll notice that some are green and some are red over here. I'm assuming that's just telling us that we don't have enough. But, I mean, we've got a lot of food. Annual consumption? Oh, okay. I was going to say, I read it backwards. I thought it was 0. I'm like, they're not eating any of the potatoes. The potatoes are fantastic. Uh-oh, I just heard a plink. Is one of our things done? Yep, our forester hut. So let's slow this down a little bit. The snow didn't slow down at all. But now we're hitting spring. That's good. So now we've got our hunter's hut. I think I said forester's hut earlier. Sorry about that. It's a hunter's hut. So hopefully we'll start getting some of our meats in here. Not sure. I'm sure we'll have to do some processing to get that to work. And you'll see that our sawmill's almost done. Got people working on the roads. So we're getting things done slowly but surely. There we go. Our hunter's hut, we get our 400. Chopping house. Because we built a sawmill, which is even better chopping house. Let's see, what do we want to make? We can either make dried animal dung. We'll just do them both. So excellent. You'll see it gave us credit for making a chopping house even though we made a water sawmill because it's actually a better version of it. So we get credit for those. It says architecture is actually alive. It will also age and damage. To maintain and repair the building, please build a repair shop. And up here our task goal is repair shop. So I will absolutely do that. So we'll go down here, build a repair shop, and maybe we'll plop it right in that corner right there. And we'll rotate it so they can get in and out of the building on the street. And that's a nice small building, so hopefully that won't take too long. I kind of want to build a couple more fields, but the problem is we're running out of people. We've only got two laborers left. You know, other than builders, everybody else is assigned to tasks already. So we need to be kind of careful of that. We'll see people are getting a little happier than they were. Even though this, I'm still trying to figure this out though, because it shows our population is minus 38%. So I'm thinking they're maybe but see, it's green. My first impression is that they're unhappy because of the size of the population. Like there's too many people. But then I think that would be a negative, you know, or a red number, where the happiness plus 20 and plus 21 are red. But you know, I end up with 0. So it's kind of confusing to me. Not sure how that works yet. I'll do some investigating and get back to you on the next video for sure, so we can figure that out. But you'll see here, our numbers are actually rising. It says happiness tier 1 to 80%. We were only at 25 at the beginning. We had the proper burial and the workload were the only 2. So we've got some green rising in the other areas. And the same with health. Health, we were at 15, I think. We only had health condition at the bottom. But, you know, we've got full points for waste disposal, tool quality, drinks, Medicare. So, you know, we're doing okay, I think. We've got a repair shop built, but that knocks us down to only 1 laborer. So let's hit get. We've got a chapel already that was built by default. So we will get that. It asks us to build a clinic. That was already built because of our starting choices. So that's a get. So we've got 5,600 silver coins so far. So you notice it didn't pop up with anything else yet. So I think maybe we're on our own now. We'll see how things work out. I'm interested to see how we get more people. Because obviously we need some more. We've only got 22 people total and only 1 laborer left. So with only 1 laborer, there's not a lot of people to just go out and do the random things we need them to do. And that might be the problem I got into last time, which was that I had so many people doing things that we really didn't have. They didn't have time to build roads and things like that. So we'll see how this all comes along. But so far, you know, I really enjoy the game. It seems like a pretty good city builder so far. We'll just have to see how these things flesh out. It looks like it can get really detailed with production. So again, we'll check it out. We'll see what's going on. I'm thinking this is telling me I'm a little bit light on the domestic fuel because it's red. But like I said, we'll see as we get into the game how these numbers move around and you know, letting us know that in this instance, you know, we're creating 576 broccoli, but they're only 865. So we're obviously making enough. But we'll have to see if it goes to waste, if we don't have enough variety. You know, I think all these things will make a difference. So, you know, we'll have to check it out. It'll be interesting to see, in my opinion. So I think what we'll do at this point is we will take a break and get ready for our next video. I hope you enjoyed this. I think it looks like a real cool game so far. It's got a lot of interesting features to it. I think the interface, you know, to me is pretty good. It's pretty detailed. Kind of iffy on this whole city stress thing. We'll have to, like I said, I'll have to do some more investigation on that so I can get that information to you guys. But so far, you know, I'm giving it a thumbs up. We'll have to see, you know, maybe it gets a little single dimensional or 2-dimensional maybe, because we don't have the threat of invaders, although that could come up as an event. We saw that one event come up talking about insurance, but I was kind of slow on the draw on that one. So, you know, we'll have to do a little more quickly next time and make sure we can get that taken care of, because maybe that's what happens. Maybe the raiders and things like that are more of a static event. But as I said, it doesn't seem like there's any kind of defense mechanism or military mechanism in here at all, which, you know, to some people it's going to be a good thing, some people it's going to be a bad thing. It all depends on what you like. As I said earlier, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it interesting, if you found it helpful in any way, please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and clicking that notification bell to be notified of any future videos. With that being said, until next time, I'm Ron from Fists of Rage Gaming.